It's a beautiful day in Hong Kong and I'm actually wearing my Sunsynk top today. It's sun shining for a change. Don't often see sunshine, nearly everywhere I go it rains. So I've just done a number of shorts which I'll link to this, but I just want to talk about lots of the benefits of Sunsynk, why Sunsynk is so good. Well, we can't say we're the most prettiest. I'm not going to say, oh my God, this is a wonderful ergonomic design. These things are mounted outside, they're in the weather. These are IP rated, they're designed to go in the weather. It's very important. Our batteries are designed to run at ultra low temperature, very important. They are robust, they're reliable. The designs, the fundamental design has been in production now for almost 10 years, So the fundamental design is old, it's mature. It's a little bit like going on an aeroplane. Do you really want to go on a brand new aircraft, or do you want to go on one that's been flying for years and years? Personally, I want to go on this one that's been flying for years and years. If you're going to install inverters and batteries, as an installer or as an end user, buy the old, reliable, super duper, long tried, tested stuff. That's important. New stuff is quite nice and whatever, but it's not like a mobile phone or a television where you can just take it back to the shop. These things are installed, and if your installer's going to be, these things are there, part of your house, you might be mortgaging it, they're going to be for a long, long time. So you want something that's super duper reliable. You know, I see some inverters, and they don't use LCD screens. They've got little light bulbs or LEDs or ping pong, whatever they are. Quite pretty, I'm not arguing it. But you know, we have an LCD. A touch LCD. All of our inverters have LCD because I think it's important. You don't want a huge LCD because, you know, as everyone says, big LCDs can burn in time and smaller LCDs will last much longer. That's an absolute fact. So we tend to keep the LCD fairly small. Touch screen. If you want to know what's going on in the inverter, you can touch the screen and you've got a complete flow. Everything is there. You know, I love this. I love it when the sun is shining and the dials all rev up and the load is coming. I personally think, wow, you know, I'm looking at my inverter, I've got one in my own house, and when things are starting to happen, the sun is there and the load is there and the dials all shoot up, and you know, a bit like a car, and you're in a car and you rev your engine and you see the tachometer come up, it feels great. You know, okay, some people might just like LEDs, but and it's a personal preference, and if you've got any comments, please comment. If you're a guy that just likes LEDs, but talking to most end users, they do like to see what's going on and like to understand. Now, of course, you can do it from an app, and our stuff can do it completely from an app, and you can program it locally. You've got every different way of programming it. But it's I think, if your internet goes down or there's a problem, then you still want to see what's going on in your system. And I suppose it's a bit like driving your car and not having people like big dashboards in cars. But you know, do you think it's a good idea not to have a dashboard, maybe a couple of LEDs, and if you go over the speed limit, or bing, it lights up and tells you the speed limit, bing, the engine started? Or do you want to see what's going on? And I personally like to see what's going on. I like to be able to touchy-feely control, and I think that's quite important. You know, I think really, you know, to me it's important. Robustness is important. All of our products are solid. They're designed to be solid. They're designed to last. I've got to be honest, you know, I see lots of really, really pretty inverters out there, you know, glamorous and beautiful, but they're very different. They're not the same. We talk about AI, artificial intelligence, machine code learning is what I believe it's called, machine code learning, self-learning algorithms. The idea is the machine can maximize your use and the efficiency of the energy, the solar you've got coming in, and your batteries and everything can be maximized by it. Can change the settings. Well, guess what? Sunsynk will have this very soon. Well, we've got it, and we just haven't released it. We're about to do user trials. We have the most amazing AI for inverter, developed in the United States of America, exclusive use for Sunsynk, exclusively for Sunsynk. And if you've already got a Sunsynk inverter, you'll be able to upgrade it just on an app, subscribe to the AI version, and that will be it. And that's coming very soon. There is a limited number of beta version. If people are interested in beta software, we can offer that. So that's actually coming soon. You know, I see nowadays people talking about gateways. You've got your inverter, and then you've got to buy an MPPT. Some of them need a separate MPPT even. You don't have an MPPT. So you've got to buy a gateway, you've got to buy an MPPT, you've got to buy all the extra bits, like the old days again. It's all going back to the old days. A bit of this, bit of that, bit of everything. Well, we haven't changed. It's all built in one. You want a gateway, how much does a Sunsynk gateway cost? Nothing. It's built in. We have a gateway built in. Every single Sunsynk inverter has a gateway built in. It can take your essential loads, your non-essential loads. You don't need any separate gadgets, gizmos, boxes, whatever. And you're not going to have to pay X number of dollars. You know, even if it's $100, $200 for a gateway, some of them even charging $500 for a gateway. It's built in. There's nothing extra. You don't need gadgets, gizmos. Inside every single Sunsynk, from the all-in-one units to these are 50s to the 80s. Soon we'll have the 100s. It's all built in. We have built-in changeover. That's what gateways, changeover. You've got the unit connected, and if you want it to supply the grid, you have to have a relay. Well, we don't even have a relay in ours. We use a common bus, so it disconnects from the grid, and it will still supply. So by doing this, it reduces the changeover to almost zero. Yeah, Sunsynk almost zero. It does it already. It's always done it. That's about our design. You know, we have amazing LCD. We have built-in gateway. We have units that can be mounted outdoors. They meet in the United Kingdom, the new regulations, the PAS regulations. They're designed for robustness. They're not designed for prettiness. They're designed for robustness. Something's going to be lasting years. If you're going to get these things fitted in your house, you don't want something that's going, oh, I'm going to look, the engineer can save $20 or £20. I can buy this Okie Kokie 2000 inverter. It's never been tested. Or I've got this super duper one. It's not like mobile phones. If you have a problem with a mobile phone, you can take it back. An inverter is fitted in your house. It's for a long-term fitting. So what else is going on? Well, your inverter communicates through an app. The app is not the inverters to the phone. It goes through a massive load of machines. And I said before, I'm not an IT guru. I'm an electrical engineer. But I see this sort of plan and how it goes through on the servers. And these servers are really complicated servers. We host our servers in Germany and London. We don't host them in China. We host them in Europe. And that's really important. We went through a little bit, and people say, oh yeah, but your server was off. Well, yeah, we did. We upgraded. We upgraded our security because we want something that's going to last and last. We don't want something that can disconnect, but we want something that's going to last, and especially with bringing the artificial intelligence, the AI. We want the best product on the market with the best support. Talk about support. Do you know Sunsynk have about 80 support engineers? Full-time engineers supporting the product. We have South African support engineers in Ferndale. We have UK support engineers, a lot. We even have people who got on the road to support if necessary. We have Dutch, German, French. We have a central support office. We even have in-app support if a user has a problem. Real people, talking to real people. If you have an issue with your system, you can use the app and you can talk to somebody. You're not going to talk to an artificial intelligence. You talk to a robot. I hate talking to them. Sometimes you go on these airline things and you're asking questions and this robot is asking them. Why do I want to talk to a robot for? You want to ask a question about your system? Try it. Try it on your system. Go on to the support on your phone. Ask what questions you want. Ask them. You are talking to a real person. You know, that's important. So I'm talking about LCDs, important. Tick box, IP rating, tick box, robustness, not prettiness. Something's going to be reliable. Something's going to be, it's been around for a long, long time. You know, I will be the first to admit, we got a lot of systems installed, and I'll be the first to admit at the beginning, the early days, yeah, there was issues. Every new product has issues. It's a long time ago, so years and years ago, but every new product has issues. You have learning things. When we were connecting to generators on boats in 2018, we did certain things. You know what? Some inverters can't even connect to a generator. We can connect to a generator several different ways. We've learned how to connect, how to control generators, how to AC couple, how to parallel, how to make big systems, little systems, small systems. This learning has come for us for years and years now. And hopefully some of you guys are learning and understanding our technology. But our technology is different. Our UI is different, our back end is different, there's many differences. And very soon, we've got some of the new stuff. We've got the Cure launching with some absolutely amazing features. But the most important thing is reliability, ease of use, ease to install, nice LCD, robustness, being able to AC couple, and you don't want any extras like gadgets and gizmos to do, you know, gateways. That's a new buzzword, gateway, separate MPPT, separate gateway, separate everything. You don't need it. You absolutely don't need it. You know, with the Sunsynk, if you've already got an existing system, you can AC couple it. What does that mean? If your system is already connected to the fuse board, you can connect one of, maybe it's a smaller inverter, maybe it's one of the life links, maybe it's a mini beast, and you can connect it on a separate fuse spare on the AC. So you take the grid, connect to the fuse spare, the CT coil of this will pick up the export, and when the local system starts to export power, because you're not self-consuming it, presuming if you're on the grid side, it will start the battery. If you're on the load side, it will do exactly the same thing. If you're on the load side and the batteries are full, then it can either do one thing, it can shut off the other inverter, or it moves its frequency slightly, called frequency shifting. You know, it was all a buzzword. People forget about the old stuff now. It's all about making it pretty. It's not all about making it pretty. It's about making a reliable product that's going to be good and it's going to be absolutely amazing. We've got lots of videos programming. The new inverters, the Cure, we've got an amazing UI. It's really nice. But if you buy the system, you know, it's so simple. You know, we keep things simple. We keep things really, really simple. Ethernet connectors, plug in, whatever, connect, safety, safety, safety. Safety is important. Safety is really important. So safety, reliability is important. Ease of use, support for your customer, the end customer, if they need help, if the installer disappears and they still need help, or at 2 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning and they've got a question about their inverter, they can use the app, the phone, and they can ask a question 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, in about 30 different languages. Yeah, we support all different languages. Some people say, oh, you just support, I don't know, some obscure language, I don't know. You know, we support many, many languages. You want more information about, we can do, and there's some videos, and we'll link to some of the videos of that. So there, I'm trying to give you lots of reasons why we try to be, you know, these things are South African proof, British proof, British weather proof. You know, these things are designed to be strong, support all weather, reliability. You know, we also have open API. You know, some people want to build their own platform. We will support you it. So I see in South Africa, and some of the South Africans are really, really, really clever on this stuff. And I see some amazing systems coming out of South Africa. Really clever. And yeah, you know, and I will let you into a secret. Our AI, our artificial intelligence, this machine code learning, whatever it is, was developed in the United States. But the guys actually are South African. They emigrated to the United States. These guys are clever. These are really, really clever. So keep following. We'll set up more training, but I'm not doing so much about the wiring because most of you guys know how to wire the units. But you know, all I want to do is I see so many people pushing videos, corporate videos about prettiness and all of this. And I'm just saying, because we've got the best product in the world. We've got the best app. We've got the best reliable, super duper reliability. Reliability is important. Yeah, some people blow them up. They put the connectors the wrong way around. They overload the MPPTs with too low. You know, if your DC voltage is too low and your amps can go up, you can overload the MPPTs. But you've got to be careful. You've got to put, depending on your panel size, your upper and your lower. There's things like that. But we've covered that on lots of other training videos. So yeah, you know, to date, you know, I tell you, we've exchanged our returns rates less than 1%. Less than 1%. Nowadays, you know, we actually almost directly, our repair time, if they could bring it in, if somebody's blown it up themselves, is very fast. It's really, really fast. If you haven't blown it up yourself and it's a, you know, so-called out-of-box failure, which is very rare we've seen, because when we often see that, we connect them into the data log and you can see the being used. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We exchange it. We don't quibble. There's no problems. There's no issue. We're here to support you guys. We're here to support the installers And we have the support teams in South Africa, in Europe, in Hong Kong, in UK, everywhere. And there's lots of other countries we're opening up. But it's important that we look after the fundamental business. And for us, you know, the heart of what we've done is South Africa and UK, and we'll continue to support those markets. And if people, we listen, we're not a huge corporate, you know, we are. I'm an engineer. I always say I'm an engineer, which is absolutely true. I'm an engineer, an electrical engineer. Nothing special, but I'll answer questions. I'm not a salesman. I'm not a sleek salesman. I'm not an IT guy. I'm just a boring wires and stuff. I can wire a building up. I can wire a lot of things up, but I'm a boring engineer. And me as a Spark, talking to other Sparks, I'm happy to. I often talk to people. Sometimes I get overloaded with messages, but the world is. It's important to have reliability. Reliability is so important. Making the things strong, and you're going to see a lot more things coming with now. Soon there's a lot of people doing research about hacking inverters, how to hack the servers, how to hack them, how to control people's lives. That's something to bear in mind. How secure is your inverter? Can it be hacked? Can somebody outside go and switch off all your electricity? You know, they've got a laptop, they go off, your power's off. They send some bug in, just like your laptop, a virus, send something, can it be done? That's important to be aware. Reliability, make sure that make sure and always make sure that you have security. And it's security, reliability is also security of the platform. And you'll see recently we put a video up from one of the guys from Ionis who host our app and who host our service, and they'll talk to you as a military grade server and why it's so important. So thanks for following us. I hope it's useful. I've tried to cover a lot of points. I've done a couple of shorts, but I hope what I'm explaining is useful, and why maybe I'm biased, but I believe that Sunsynk inverters with the Sunsynk UI and don't need gateways, and with our platforms and all the other things that we do, is probably the most reliable, not the prettiest, but the most reliable product in the world. Thanks for following us.